Welcome to a new video in my home automation series. And recently I reviewed a couple of radar sensors, and at the same time when I was getting these, especially this one, which AliExpress offered me to send me to review, I also picked up another product, and this is this wireless microphone set for for mobile recording. And to be honest, the way AliExpress runs their promotions and how they want to include stuff in the affiliate program means that I cannot freely just select any product that I want. And I was pretty much running out of home automations options that really interest me. And the reason I picked this one up because well, I was interested in what the quality and the sound quality and the whole the features and everything that you get with the cheaper end of these wireless microphones, because you can buy the wireless microphones from Rode, which are used quite a lot, and you see a lot in YouTube channels, and also from DJI, but they cost around like 300 USD, I think, or like above 200, and this is like, it was 25. So just by looking at the price, there must be some corners cut with this product. And I wanted to see what these are and how much this is usable in everyday, everyday use. I was also interested because I picked a model which has the USB-C port. So I was obviously, buying this for the phone, so I can just plug it into the phone and use this microphone in order to create recordings as opposed to the internal microphone. But I thought, well, if this is USB-C, I should be able to plug it into my laptop and then, the recording, because if it's just using standard USB-C or USB device, then it should be recognized by the laptop as well, which it does. So it just appears as a microphone and an audio device. So you will hear sample, audio from, made by this microphone as well. And I also thought that my GoPro can connect to a media kit, which is an external microphone for the GoPro. And well, obviously that uses USB-C because it's uses the same charging port that they use to charge or connect the device to. So I thought maybe this is going to be good for the GoPro as well, but unfortunately it's not. So maybe the GoPro is doing something proprietary with the media kit. So maybe it's using a special device type or manufacturer's ID that the GoPro understands or recognizes, and it allows to use that microphone, and anything other than that type is just going to get ignored, because I can plug it into the GoPro and nothing really happens, just like I haven't really plugged into anything. So clearly it doesn't support that, it doesn't recognize it. But anyway, I still can use it from my phone and also from my laptop. So I might actually start creating some of my recording using the Ulanzi and my phone instead of the GoPro, especially because the GoPro audio seems to be very sensitive to the directions. So obviously it sounds a lot different if I'm talking to the camera, like if I'm recording myself. But if I'm turning the camera away and then try to record something, the audio changes quite a bit. I think it's understandable, I think it's understandable the way the microphone is placed, and also the fact that that's an action camera, so it is designed to record, whatever is happening in front of the camera, not, whoever is talking behind the camera. So as a first test, I want to use the built-in microphone of my camera on my phone, and obviously I think it's going to be fairly good quality, and probably there is going to be a lot of background noise. There is a plane overhead, and I think it's going to be apparent that if I move my head around and I face away from the phone, then the sound quality changes, which I think it's normal, nothing special about that. But again, if you're trying to move something or film something where you're going to be moving around, then that's going to create inconsistent audio. And now we can do the similar test with the microphone, which is clipped here into my thingy on my jumper. And of course the audio is going to be different. I did some tests already, so I noticed that my my voice is different, but I can't really tell. The tone is different. Maybe it's a little bit more bassy, there is less treble, but I think it's just different. It doesn't sound much different. It's just different tone. Yeah. And of course, if I, move around, then my voice remains more or less the same. Not like with a built-in camera, because obviously it is here, and my position, my head's position to the microphone doesn't really change if I pan with the camera or pan with the phone, and if I push it further out from myself. And that obviously makes sense. And I think the background also becomes a little bit more muted. So you hear less of the background because most probably this microphone is much more focused for my speech. So it is configured, or the characteristic is built in such a way that it picks up voices that are much closer to the camera, as opposed to a phone, which is supposed to pick up a lot of different things from the environment. So yeah, I mean, I would say it's different, and then you can tell whether that's worse or better. But to be honest, for me, both of them works fine. So I'm not against the the quality or the way this microphone sounds. As a next test, I want to also compare how it works with my laptop. So it is connected over USB, and you can see that I have my regular lavalier, which is a Rode microphone, which is connected to a Zoom H1, and that's doing all the recording, and that's connected to audio. So that appears as an audio source in my laptop. So that's what you can hear now. And this is what I've been using throughout my videos, especially when I'm sitting in front of the computer and either doing the reviews on my desk, or I'm talking about something on the screen when I'm doing screen recording. So that's pretty much the I would say like 90% of the videos for the last 2 years at least. So that's how it sounds, and if you're a regular, that should be fairly familiar. And now I switched over to the Ulanzi, and here I needed to change the audio level to 8 dBm, so from -1 to 8. And that's something that I already noticed in videos that I did a little bit of research before making a purchase decision on this microphone. So I'm guessing that there is no automatic gain in this microphone, so probably it is set up in factory, so it can record a very wide variety of audio scenarios. So maybe if you are in a city when there is a lot of noise around, or cars in a busy street, then the audio is not going to get too noisy and too clippy. So probably in general it is recording a little bit quieter. And also not to mention that my previous microphone, so the Rode one, as I said, it's connected to Zoom one, which also has some audio level. So that is set to a certain level. So that's also could be doing some, pre-amplification. To be honest, I think it doesn't really matter, how I need to configure the recording software. It's really the end result that matters. I mean, of course, if you need to increase the audio, there is going to be more noise brought along with the actual audio. And if you don't hear that, then as far as I'm concerned, it's not really a problem what you need to set. You just need to set it to a certain level, and just make sure that your audio level is consistent across your recording, and it's not too not too soft, or not too dim, and not too loud either. Because I just find this really annoying when the general level of the, let's say, a YouTube video is a lot quieter than the commercials that get cut into, and then you turn the volume on and the commercials come on, and it's just like screaming from the speakers. Anyway, so this is how it looks like, or this is how it sounds like with the Ulanzi J12 recorded directly in the computer. I thought that this is the first product that I purchased from Ulanzi, but actually it's not. This is the second, because a couple of years ago I needed a quick mount for GoPros, and I bought this one. And to be honest, so this is Ulanzi as well, and I'm very happy with this product. So this is an all metal sort of grip, so you can just hook this up to a pipe or anything, and then the other side is a standard mount. So I use this to create those very low angle shots in my ride-on trains when I want to record how the the wheels and everything are performing and how the suspension is working, and create all those shots, which is just, literally just a couple of centimeters off the ground. So I use this, and yeah, it was a really good purchase. I don't actually need a second one, but if I would definitely buy this. And they do have a couple of different models based on what you want to mount, but I do like the fact that this is very small, so I don't have a lot of stuff that I need to hide away or fold in order to save space. But maybe another alternative would be better if it has a longer arm. But okay, just a little bit of side note. And since I got this one and this one, in the current 11.11, I also purchased a small mobile light. So this small, camera light, and also from Ulanzi. So I'm, quite interested in how that one turns out and how useful that is going to be. I mean, that's not going to be like, everyday use, but I think occasionally for some shots, I guess mostly for trains, when I want some more light, especially if in a shady area, or just want to light it with some softer lights, that's going to be quite useful. But with all these side note, let's go back to the Ulanzi. So what you get for this amount of money is you get a case which opens up, and it has a place for the receiver unit. So that's the one that you plug into your phone. And then you have a microphone, and you get a second microphone, because this is ideally designed for interviews. So you have one clipped on your shirt and the other one is clipped on your interviewee, and then you can talk together. And then it just records both of the audios into the phone. And the good thing about it is, or maybe, well, the good and the bad thing about this, that this is really plug and play. So there are virtually no buttons, there is no program, there is no settings, nothing. So all you need to do is you take the receiver unit out, you plug it into the phone, into the USB-C, and when you buy this, you can buy one with a USB-C, and you can also buy with one with a Lightning, so if you want to use it for iPhones. But nowadays, well, especially my wife's iPhone is also USB-C, so probably she can use this as well. I haven't tried it. And then you take out the microphone, and the microphone looks like this. It's very small, it's incredibly light. And then you have the microphone with some metal mesh grill, and you have a button on the side, a USB-C, you have some pogo pin connections for the charging, and then you have this clippy clip, and all you do is you turn this on. You long press and it turns on. And if you look it from right above, you can see the green LED, which means that it's connected. And actually there is also an LED here. You can only see when you are looking directly into it, probably so it doesn't create additional light. Again, this one, if you're not looking at directly, you virtually can't see that. So I think it's done on purpose. That's actually smart. And now it's recording, and that's it. That's all you need to do. And if you want to use the second one as well, again, you take it out and then you press it, long press, and then it starts like, red, green, and flashing, and it turns to green in a couple of seconds. And now both of them are connected. And you will have a recording which includes both of the microphone, or only one if you're using one. And that's it. You don't have any settings. You can't make any changes. It just, you turn it on, you plug it in, and then you're ready to go. So I think that's a good thing about it. And also that's a bad thing, because it's, you don't really have too much option how the thing sounds and works. The things I haven't tested yet is like the range. So it states on the website that it has a 20-meter range. Most probably, I don't think I'm going to use it in any greater distance. And I also noticed that it is creating a somewhat quieter audio than anything else I have. So I was comparing it with my lavalier that I have here, so that I obviously need to boost the audio from this one more than what I use for this lavalier. But when I was using it with my phone, then there was there was not a lot of difference between this microphone and the built-in microphone. So probably it's the phone itself which is doing, or the camera software within the in the phone, which is doing some auto gaining, just to make sure that one source is not quieter than the other source, and it seems to be working. And then just a few more words about the case. So just like the microphone and the receiver, it is very, very light. Actually, I'm looking at the specs, and it says that the case is 69 grams and the transmitter is 8.5 grams and the receiver is 4 grams. So that's like, feather-like. And definitely, I mean, not that I have a huge experience because this is the first wireless microphone that I have, but this case is just a, simple plastic case. There is a nice hinge action on the top, so it clicks on the, when it closes, so that's a nice satisfying click. And of course it has the basic functions, as in, that it has a built-in battery, and it charges the microphone and the receiver as well. Well, I guess not the receiver, because the receiver gets the power from the device that it's plugged into, but then the microphones. And all you really need to do is just to, slide in the microphones like that, and then you can see that they start charging because they turn red. And of course you do the same with the receiver unit. You put it in, you slide it in with the USB-C connector at the bottom, and well, you can't really do it the other way around because then it just wouldn't fit, and also you can't do it because then it just wouldn't close. No, it does close actually, but I think you have to do, oh yeah, as I said, this doesn't, so there is nothing like that for the receiver, so you can go either way. But I also noticed that there are some magnets here, because if I take this out, it sticks into the top of the case. Maybe there is a little bit of metal in the top for the hinge or something else. But yeah, so with the microphone you get about 6 or 7 hours of battery life. I haven't tested that yet, so I can't really tell. And the case is able to charge it 4 or 5 times. So that's quite a lot of use that you get out of this without needing to charge it. And of course this has a USB-C connector at the end as well. I tested and there is no USB-C PD chip inside, so make sure that when you pack your chargers, you pack a USB-A to USB-C charger, because I try to plug this into just a simple USB-C to USB-C charger, and it does absolutely nothing. Again, there is a light here which turns green if you use a USB-A to USB-C charger, but not with a USB-C to USB-C. I mean, I have no issues with that. I've noticed that these sort of like lower end products, as in, well, either this one or some of the sensors that I use that have USB-C input as power, they don't have the PD chip, so they can't use a PD charger. But we have plenty of other ways how we can charge this, so I'm not really, mad about that. So I haven't really shown you how it works with a phone. The only reason I didn't show you, because literally there's nothing. So I plug this guy in, and if I bring up the app, and if I go into recording, oh, this one is turned on? Yeah, so this guy is synced as well. So if I turn on the video, and if I start recording, I get this message that the recording audio is from an external source, and that's it. As I said, there is no settings, there is nothing that you need to do on your phone. Literally, you just plug it in and then, it's ready to go. So when I try to use it in my laptop, I can just plug this guy into the laptop, but I can't because it's next to another USB-C port, which is also used. So there's not enough space. So I bought this USB-C to USB-C extension cable. So this goes into the USB-C on my laptop, and this just plugs in like that. And of course I can just put this away, and this is still green, so that's still connected. And if I show you my laptop, by the way, this is the listing. That's how much I paid for this. I don't think it was ever sold at 60 something USD, but I don't know, maybe that was the very, very initial price, but I guess it's on some sort of discount at any point in time. There's a lot of pictures, and basically the specs is the weight and the charging time, and well, that's the weight, and then the charging time and the 20-meter range between the receiver and the transmitter. But if I go into the sound settings, so if I do audio settings, and if I go more volume settings, so you can see that I have output and for input, I have one which is called the Ulanzi J12, but it was just called Audio 1.0 when I plugged this in. Well, actually, you can see Audio 1.0, USB Audio 1.0, and you can just click and then rename it. So I did that. And as you can see here, there is nothing really that you can control. So there is one quality that you can pick. So it's a mono 16-bit 48 kilohertz audio, and there is an input volume which I maxed all the way to 100%, and that's it. So as you can see, I mean, I have, if I bring this right up to my face, which is here, still the audio level is, you know, like the third or the fourth of the maximum volume, which, I mean, that's what it is. That's how they configured in the factory. As I said, probably this is so that it balances out the relatively quiet places, like, you know, just me talking to a microphone, as opposed to being out in a, you know, a noisy city in an intersection with a lot of cars, and I don't know, maybe cars honking, or in some sort of outdoor events where there is a lot of extra noise. So just to make sure that none of these get oversampled, they probably pull the volume all the way down in the factory. And with this, we reached the end of this video. I thought I can't really talk about wireless microphones, but usually when I can't talk about something, that the video ends up being between 15 and 20 minutes. And if I can talk about something, that it ends up being more than half an hour. So yeah, so that's what you got today. So that's the Ulanzi J12, the charging or carry handle, not carry handle, but a carry case and the charging case, the two microphones and the receiver unit. With this particular model has the USB-C, but you can also order with Lightning. If you're interested in this product, I'm going to leave some purchasing links in the video description. I have to say this is not the only product from Ulanzi, so obviously they have a higher end model, which is which obviously with a higher price, and then the sky is the limit with these wireless microphones. I think this whole, you know, podcast and YouTube market is just making this, you know, segment, this product segment really explode in the last 10 years, because there's clearly market for them. And I think this would be the entry one. So if you are starting out with something new, or just want to use it occasionally, or just want to make some, you know, occasional videos where you need to interview and you need a better audio than the microphone which is mounted on your camera or your GoPro, then, well, that's definitely an option. But I think that will be all for today. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you in the next video.